The journey through life takes many twists and turns. Every single one of us have an interesting story to tell, and this just happens to be mine. I was born on the 3rd of November 1928 in Larne, and I was the youngest of 3 children. I was christened Isabella Clemens after my paternal grandmother. Both my sister and I had danced our childhood and danced to an extreme. The year was 1948. We were just recovering after the war years, and Belfast was coming back to life. It was a wonderful time to live, to experience that. At that time, we were advised to have our families before we were 30, us ladies. When I was 26, I married Peter, and we went on to 5 children. Only anyone who has experienced the loss of a child that could really realise the depth of your grief, really. So all dancing ceased then. I had no desire to dance for 14 years.
Okay, he's full. Now, I'm going to make a start here. I'd like to welcome you all back for another go at it, another season at it.
No other form of dancing would have brought me back to life.
I want to go through some of the more simple ones just to get us started. We'll have a quick lash through the mazurka set. What do you need, men or women or men? Good men are definitely in short supply. Start to bring your own, maybe. Right. Bring a bottle, bring them on. Right, Isabel, come here, girl. Okay. Right, everybody take hands in a circle. Everybody advance the tire twice, and everybody swing. We're going to house around inside. All right, Ashley, keep her lip. Where you go?
I want some shoes to set my feet a dancing, 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 dancing all the day. Shoes to set my feet a dancing, dancing, dancing all my cares away. Then he tapped and he stitched, for his fingers were bewitched, and he sewed a dream into every seam, making shoes oh so neat.
I go to the Monday class at the Crescent. It's just been a great therapy, and I think probably other people find that with the worries at home.
I left the money now that I don't dance any longer, but I still go to take Isabel to the dance. Sure, Roseline, or Roisin. But you hate to admit that you're getting older and less able.
You don't think, if you thought age you would just sit in the house and not move.
What age are you?
Well, I'll be 85 in November. Coming.
I'm younger, I'm 84.
Isabel, do you feel you can keep dancing forever?
Yes, hope so.
But what is forever? You know? I don't think there's such a thing. I'm a pessimist.
I'm here to sat dancing because I love sat dancing. It keeps you active. It's good sport. It keeps the weight off you.
I used to play football and hurley, but nobody asks me to play anymore, but I can dance.
Sat dancing is unusual in that people of all ages dance, you know, from the very young to the very old.
I've been coming to the class since I was about 10, so I just come to support it all the time.
There's a man here, 86, Vincent Lewis, and you don't see that man out in the floor. It'll do you hard good just to watch him.
I have to get the main man in here. Oh, look, you see the choice you have. All them good looking ladies. Hop in, 2, 3, and 1, and again. And 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now we'll do the same again. You hop in and out this time. Only this time, everybody turn one position to the right.
I've been living in the north so long, I wouldn't be bothered going back to the south at all, you know. I'm used to their ways. The first set we were taught was the Paris set. It's seldom danced now. Out I got onto the floor, but didn't I find that I didn't know what they were dancing? I got some of the ladies, and they kept me right as well as they could, and that was the set dancing off like a rocket from that on.
My brother who lives across the board, he said to me, if you're at home on your own, you're in an ideal position. You meet with somebody, you work for a meal, and you can be all next to them, you can dress up and all. It's ideal for you. And I said, would you swap places? That's a good point. No.
The last time we were chatting, you were saying to me you're an eligible bachelor.
I didn't say it was eligible. Yeah, I'm a bachelor. Not a happy bachelor, but I'm a bachelor.
Why aren't you a happy bachelor?
Because I'm a bachelor.
Peter takes this video camera with him. Whenever he brings it home, I can study it, follow the footwork, but I have to write it down on paper because if I've got it written down, I can revise it and practice it. I got registered blind. Should have been registered much sooner, the optician told me, but I wouldn't give in to being registered. And you put it on towards the end, more music. That's the one
I
there.
know it is. I'm sure I know nothing, and you get me stand up for my human rights.
I'd be left behind at the class. I hadn't got that to study. The day that I can't keep up with them, I'll go to retire. But it hasn't come yet.
As you get older, there's a whole lot of things you'll not be able to do. And the reason you're missing is because you're older, you're fatter, your ticker's not pumping round, and your knees are sore, and you've got polymyalgia, and you have myeloma, and all that. You know, those are the things. It's the reason why you can't do it. After all, they put greyhounds down when they stop running, unless they find a home for them and become a family pet. And I suppose I'd maybe hoping somebody would take me home as a family pet.
We were at a function actually, and then I got a message that my son, who had taken up caving and then cave diving, he had gone up anyway to do it that particular weekend when we got word that he'd been involved in an accident. So we left the dance and got warm clothes on and went up to Fermanagh. And unfortunately, it was a fatal accident.
You couldn't have seen where the exit that they were looking for, with the result that the air escaped before he could make it back to the surface.
I suppose I was just getting to know him as a man, actually. You know, he'd grown a wee bit of a shadow, and I just felt this is from boy to man, really.
We had a service down there. The caving fraternity put a memorial to him, a plaque down below near where it had happened.
So for 14 years, I hadn't danced. Couldn't think of dancing because you've got to feel right inside the dance, really. That dancing really just was the turning point. Got my joy back now, set dancing. There's still something in life to enjoy. It's like a drug. It's really a bit like a drug, dancing. And everyone else is enjoying it with you, which adds to your enjoyment. And it just lifts you to another level, dancing. Wonderful. It's a great therapy for anybody. I don't think age, because if you start to think age, you start making excuses for yourself. Don't get time to think age when you're set dancing.
A lot of people are not working at all at 85. If I can keep going nice and quietly, well, it suits me terribly well. This was a bit of a change from set dancing, I must admit. And occasionally someone would say to me, when are you stopping? When are you getting pensioned off? I said, I'll get pensioned off when I go down under the ground. As I said before, I run my own printing works. And the editor of a book that he once done came to me to know could I do photographs, and I was hoping I would have got some from the Loch Shore. Yeah, that should do it for the moment.
Hilltown has been a great place for set dancing from ever I remember.
First Friday in every month, and there's a Ceilidh, and always have great bands.
It has been running Ceilidhs monthly and workshops in the years, you know, and the sets have always been called, and they've always heard of a great atmosphere, and people love going there.
I would advise everyone to take it up, no matter what age you are. And you know, you go through difficult times in your life, and it's the one thing that sort of helps you to move on.
It's physical, it's mental, it's emotional, it's, you know, it's just a release.
Very good. Nice to see you.
I never seen him last year.
It's like a big family, in my opinion, and there's great camaraderie. You get to know people so well, and everybody dances with everybody else. And you know, the set that makes the mistake is the best crack. You know, none of us take it serious, really.
Couple house inside, right hand and right, dance to the centre, face your partner, turn the lady in underneath and change spaces, dance out, turn the lady again, big circle and dance retire. Swing! First stops, rise around the inside.
What is it like being 76?
Brilliant. No